Can I close that and use this like a table? Nah, this is great. Can't hear me? It is hard to hear me, and you have to remind me, because sometimes I get sometimes I get like I'm talking, but I'm thinking, and somehow I go quiet, and I never would have thought that would have been me, because I'm kind of like not quiet. And that's an old picture, short hair, different ranks, but doesn't matter. I get to talk about network marketing as a profession, because when we come to events like this, first of all, how many came last night? How many of you were here last night? Okay, and so we do an opportunity meeting. That's what we did last night, kind of giving the basics of the company for everybody. And today is where you're just taking it a little deeper, and I like that. It makes me happy to help people in that area. You just had one of the best of the best of the best that have been telling you about product and science and how deep it goes. And I don't think if you didn't hear from his heart and passion and wisdom of the solidness of this company, I don't think you're going to probably hear it. You know, I mean, if it just kind of went over the head, or you didn't get, if you just get some of the parts of it and just let it land on you, that was the, I guess, the goal. And we have that today for all the areas. And so that's where we're going to come to you today. I'm going to talk about, you know, when most people set up their account with Isagenix, you know, their online shopping account that they get to have, they do it for lots of different reasons. And some people might say that they'd like to do the business, but they got to know about the product. I got to know about the product. I got to know it. I got to know it. But it's really not the product that slows them back, because they've usually had their own personal experience. And they've had great personal results, and so they want to look a little further. The 5 areas, and I love the classroom, and that's how I'm going to tell you what to write. The 5 areas where you have to have really good belief is, number 1, the product. Number 2 would be our company. You want to know the background of our company. There's about 1,000 to 2,000 network marketing companies that come up every year, and most of them fail. So you want to know about your company. Number 3 is you want to know about the compensation structure. You want to have a compensation structure that you can teach someone very easily, very simply. Number 4, the belief in the network marketing profession. And number 5 would be the belief in yourself. Could I, would I, should I do this? And we kind of like skim over things sometimes. And the network marketing profession kind of gets skimmed over. But that usually can be the biggest snag for most people. And so I thought I would tackle that for you today and kind of go over some things that can make you feel very smart, very proud, and very happy to be a part of that. Before I jump right in that, again, I wanted to thank Dr. Colgan and Jolene Fisher last night for an excellent job that they did. Their willingness to contribute, their willingness to share, and their insight and their knowledge. I really appreciated it very much last night. I want to thank them. I shared my story last night, but I'm just going to touch on it for a few people if they've never heard it. My name is Joni Brewer, and I live in Shelton, Washington, which is about 25 miles west of Olympia, if you know where that is. And I've been there for 57 years. And my girlfriend told me about Isagenix right when the company opened. She was a founding executive, and I told her, no. You know, I really told her no. But the thing why I told her no was that I was incredibly overweight, I was incredibly in financial stress, and I just couldn't get past me. And so when that happens for you, people say no. It's usually just no, not now, no. You know, it's just no, because they just don't know enough to say yes. And they don't want you to tell them right then. What happened for me is that when my reality window got opened up. I had an embarrassing moment. I call it the reality window. Take your thumb and your forefinger. She had the product and brought it to me the next day. She kept my reality window open. Because lots of times when people have issues and things going on in their life, their reality window opens and it closes. Reality, denial, reality, denial. This can't deal with everything. So when you have somebody whose window is open, get that product right there. Just holds it open. And that gives them an opportunity to change their life. And when she brought me the product the very next day, she told me she was making $5,000 a month. And I thought, oh my gosh. And now $5,000 a month might not sound like a lot to all of you, but to me, 10 years ago, it was amazing. My husband, standing in the back of the room, which he usually does, worked at a sawmill for 30 years. And we made about $2,400 a month. We got $40,000 a year. We raised 3 boys. And life was good because we loved each other, we loved our children, but life was hard. And I just know that there's a lot of people out there that live a very hard life. And so I am very passionate about the business because I really believe that financial stress is just as damaging as physical, and it creates a lot of physical problems. So with that, she told me she was making $5,000. I said, what do I need to do? I mean, I'm so stressed and overwhelmed that I'm going to be doing this stuff. She told me I wasn't going to eat for 2 days, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I don't think I can do that. And I'm like, I just am overwhelmed, but I'm thinking I need to do this. If she can do this, and she was so loving and kind, I don't know how, she never sold shampoo, she gave it away. She was a hairdresser. And I thought, if she can do this, so can I. And so she says, what do I need to do? She says, get a story. And I said, okay. And that doesn't mean make up a story. It doesn't mean make your story pretty and perfect that's not truth. That's called liar, liar, pants on fire. We tell our story. And this was my story. I got on the 9-day system, and back then, they weren't loving and kind to us like they are now. They didn't tell you to have a couple shake days and get ready for the cleanse. They just threw you right on the cleanse. And here I am, over 300 pounds. I'm miserable. I'm just totally frustrated, and I'm eating bad. Cookies, Diet Coke, coffee, anything to get my energy up because I didn't have any inside energy to come up. I was born happy, but I had lost my happy with just life and stress. And so, anyway, I do the cleanse. I call her up. I say, you trying to kill me? But I lost 11.25 pounds in 9 days, and it gave me hope. I lost 60 pounds in 3 months. I lost 86 pounds in 6.5 months. And then I thought I would try to see what maintenance was, because my whole life had been dieting or cheating. That was my whole life. And so with that, the company came out with the 100-pound club. I lost 14 pounds to be in the 100-pound club, and I worked very hard to maintain that weight loss. And so that's just a little bit about it. But I needed the business just as bad. So I called people up after I'd done my first cleanse. Hey, Barb, this is Joni. I don't know if weight's still an issue, which I'm sure it was. I mean, So I call her up and I say, hey, I just did a nutritional cleanse. I'm going to do another one. You want to do it with me? That kind of stuff. So that's kind of how I started my business, how the journey. We became the 30th millionaires in 4.5 years, and the next 4.5 we did 3 million. And so I'm telling you that because we come from a $40,000 a year life. So has this changed our life? Absolutely. Have we helped a lot of other people feel like they could do it because we could do it? Yes. And that's what I want to do for you today. So I'm going to cover a little bit of a weakness area. And not a weakness area, you're just not firm. I know now that my job is empowering others to grasp that vision. I realize as a leader, someone who is in the Millionaire Club, that is your responsibility, is to pass that on. And so that's where it really kind of gets fun. During the journey is where everything happens. So hang on, get your pencils out because you're going to be taking some notes. I'm going to cover things about your profession today that can assist you in feeling, understanding why you're in such a good place with Isogenics and the profession of network marketing. How many of you are new to the company within the last 6 months? No, it's babies. Okay. How many of you are new to network marketing? And this is your first company? You are very, very lucky. Just thought I would tell you that. I feel people need to be grounded in those 5 areas that I gave you, because here's a visual. If people that you're thinking about and they tell you no, I don't want you to just like wilt or snap off like a broken tree. I want you to be able to bend and sway in the wind when it comes. So you have to be cemented. You have to be grounded. And so those 5 areas with your belief, you're grounded. So that's where we're going to go today. Okay. Right here? Okay. It doesn't matter anyway, because they're not big. I just have little tops. It's working? I just didn't do it right? Oh, okay. I'm just going to, I'm going to start with not that one. Oh, but that's the one okay. Well, that's my second one, so I'm going to start with my first one. What? You're good. Okay. Awesome. Network marketing is not a real business. It's not credible. Anybody ever hear that? Or anybody think people are saying that and you're thinking, I don't know, is it? You know, I've heard about these things, or one of those, or the gold chains and all the stuff, you know. Okay, here's some facts for you. It's been around since 1940. So that's a 74-year history. And it's still here and thriving. Has it had some growth? Yes. What about franchises? Do people remember franchises? They were within one vote of being voted illegal. Now, would anybody think that they were illegal today? I certainly wouldn't want to own one, but I mean, you know, you have to hire teenage kids and trust them, and I don't think I could do that, but big business realized that having many people doing really just a little really improve their bottom line. There are more 6- and 7-figure income earners than any other profession. It's had a 91% growth rate in the last 10 years. And I know that's up a little bit. A couple of the things might be a little off. I wrote this presentation about 1.5 years ago. A real opportunity to build an income-producing asset with low risk to no risk. How many out there are independent business owners right now doing something else that they had to put a lot of money in, a lot of time? Do you have, I mean, they're out there doing that. And did you have a risk? Did you take a lease? Did you buy inventory? Did you hire employees? You got rent, overhead, all your utilities? There's a little bit of a risk there. A book, a good read, is David Bach, Start Late, Finish Rich. Okay. Number 2. I'm gonna. Okay. Have you ever heard, get a job and work hard for a living? Okay. Not only have we heard it, most people have modeled after it. In 2011, one of the things my mother-in-law, the best thing she likes to say about me is, she has really good work ethics. I mean, I love that too, but, you know. Okay. In 2011, the census said it took 42% of households 2 full-time incomes to make it. 70% surviving paycheck to paycheck, barely survive. I say barely surviving. They're not surviving, they're not thriving, they're just existing because they're going through that same model. 90% spending more than they earn, overextended Americans. And I'm going to say something. You might think it's because I come from a small town, born a redneck, I mean, all that stuff, you know, that kind of stuff. But I want to tell you what I think and what I believe. People, when they're newly married, they're young, they're working hard, they both are working and stuff, but they don't have much money, but they still seem to spend. You ever seen that? They still seem to spend. They kind of got, Walmart's got magnets on them. Suck them in. You know, it's like that. I used to say people used to $20 themselves to death. Well, now it's about $80 to $100 in credit card themselves to death because they get a feeling that they need to do something to bring that spark of joy or happy or whatever. And they can write it off in their mind and justify it because it's life. I got to go get groceries, or I got to get this or get that, and then they just kind of get in there. And I'm not down on Walmart. I'm just kind of saying I just see that. And so Those are things about what's happening on in people's day-to-day life. And so they're trying to feel like they can have something. Have you ever seen these beat up little tiny rust bucket cars and they're driving through Starbucks? And the girls got their nails all painted, their hair's all good, and they got their Starbucks, and there's this car that you think it can't go any further. So, I mean, just little things like that. And please, if you were there and you had that, I didn't see you. I'm just saying those are things I feel that we should really kind of look at. People aren't taught about money. They're not taught about that kind of things. So I just want you to just kind of see that. That's what we get to do with Isogenics and with network marketing. 7 to 10 women live in poverty. Half of all employed people who lose their jobs could only survive 1 month. If you weren't going to get a paycheck this month, how long could you survive? And that's what's associated to wealth. Job, just over broke. Little security in today's economy. When Todd was working at the mill, he made $40,000 a year, and I was working Isogenics for the first 3 years. He didn't go to any event with me. We worked hard, the girls, we shared rooms, we lowered the cost, we did all that stuff. But the year that he left, which was 2007, we came in 2004, that year, anyway, and I feel like I need to go like this, I don't want to feel embarrassed, but we made $346,000. I thought, it took you that long to believe that we were going to be okay? But the thing is, it is the way it is, because that belief comes for all of you at different levels. So that's why I'm kind of trying to consolidate this stuff so you can get grounded, get busy, get passionate, and build your business. Okay, now do I go forward? Yes. Oh, you're so good. Okay, owning your own business is the way out of the rat race. Okay, 72% of North Americans would rather work for themselves than work for somebody else. So if you know that statistic, and I'm sure it's rising every year, just know that in the back of the mind of those people who tell you no, they're thinking. So just kind of know that. So if that's the premise for them, give them vision. Give them something to think about. A study done by Inc. New Business, 80% of new business fail in the first 5 years. Number one reason, anybody know the number one reason? It's actually lack of skill for their new business. Hiring staff, sales and marketing, bookkeeping, all the tax knowledge, advertising, inventory control, purchasing, it becomes overwhelming. But a noted author, Nobel Prize winner on economics advisory to 2 U.S. presidents, Paul Zane Pilzer, stated that Monday morning, most common day for heart attacks. Their logical brain is ticking. There's no change happening, so there'll be no change. It has been said that an additional $300 to $500 a month can prevent divorce and bankruptcy. So for any of you that have been in the business, has anybody made $300 to $500 a month in Isogenics? Raise your hand up high if you have made that in a month. Okay, for new people, I didn't say put it down, okay? For anybody new or looking, take a look. Okay, now these are people who've made $300 to $500 a month, might not, and they're building their asset. I want to also, now you can lower your hands, I know. Now I'd like to ask, has anyone in the room had a positive experience with the Isogenics products? Raise your hands if you've had a positive, okay, so anybody new that's taking, anybody that's new that's taking a look, kind of look around. Okay, so we have people that have had, go ahead and lay them down. We've had people that have had great product experience. We've had people that are making an income. And when I say $300 to $500 a month, I could go higher, but I'm just trying to cover this little basis of divorce or bankruptcy. That our owner of the company, he always says something like, that is a clue. That is a clue to take a look at what's happening right here. The 40-hour, 40-year plan isn't working. But I ask myself, did it ever? For the labor or unskilled worker, that's what I say, for the laborer, the unskilled worker, did it ever? Todd worked at the mill for 30 years. His dad worked there for 40, and my grandpa worked there for 53. So did it ever really work? And for 30 years, you're looking at about an $800 a month retirement. Or what, yeah, okay. So I have, one more. I have to be good at sales to succeed in network marketing. Well, I have a different take on this. So what? I mean, no, I'm just kidding. I don't think sales perceived as a way people look at sales. And sales is sharing information. But sales that you don't like isn't the kind of what this is. Sales that you don't like is somebody trying to empower you to buy something that you don't need or want. And that is not, and some people are very, I mean, I don't want to get into derogatory things, but I like sharing, I have fun with it, but I also temper it with listening to what their needs are. So this is fun stuff to write down. 82% of the women in the United States that make a six-figure income do so with our profession. 82%, that's a lot. 86% of the millionaire women in the United States do it through network marketing and direct sales. 86%. That's a very lot. So you need to be looking for a lot of really good women. And men, I don't know if it's in other companies or not, but this company is so embracing the husband-wives coming together because we are letting people have some freedom in their life. They're earning enough money to bring somebody home to retire them, and so they can get on board and understand and be a part of it. So that is exciting because you see it. If you at any events, you see it all the time, and we're promoting that because we are changing and making a difference in the profession. Using people's natural talent. I see that in my organization, so many have had to have that education on the product to get them to go forward. And they lovingly want to save the world. And as they grow in their leadership and realizing that creating a business is going to help way more people than you becoming a product expert. We leave the product expertise to the people who are living, breathing, walking, have learned it. We can be a product education bullet point, because if somebody walks in, like we come because we're hungry for that, and we listen to Dr. Colgan and Jolene, and we listen to that, and we love it. We hear a bullet point, and we hear it, and we write it down, and we want to incorporate that, and that is wonderful. But for the average person in this business, if you walked around being so expertise at that, people are going to listen to you and go, oh. And then they're going to walk away saying, I will never do that. I can never do that, nor will I, that type of thing. So you need to be careful about that. And I think that's just really important that we do, because we get so comfort in that product education. We're going to help the world. But the only way that we help them is for them to buy into our vision. For them to buy into our vision of what we are doing with Isogenics. It's really, people want to know why. Why are you building? And it's okay I want people to be totally honest, so I absolutely built it for the money. But it became way bigger than the money because it just became about helping other people get it. And that was fun. And watching people grow. I remember Gina and Scott right in the very beginning, and watching them grow to their success. It's fun. It's fun watching that. It's fun watching Carol. She was a pain in the butt. It's fun watching it because you know what? They bought into the vision. They created their own belief. And that makes them true leaders because of them wanting to give. Okay. I think many people in the Spokane marketplace didn't see themselves earning $100, $200, $300, $400, $600, $800, $900,000 a year. I mean, I don't think they saw that in the beginning. I don't think many people see that in the beginning. But it really starts just very simple. Enough to pay for their product, enough to share, all of that. Network marketing is an entrepreneurial opportunity where people can use their own talents, their own passion towards a greater good. Experts agree, willingness to learn, share their experience, duplicate their success to others. Why is the industry booming? not there yet. Okay, because it's booming, because people want to have that trust with people, helping people. The automation age is really good. Technology is awesome, but people still want people. They crave it. And so this gives that touch. Brian Tracy, relationship selling, it's an emotional buy, and so you want to understand that power of that. Buying is a trust. Costco, major companies are following in footsteps of modern network marketing by rewarding its customers, and they're not the only one. I've just given those as kind of an example. Distribution method of choice, like an online Costco. I say it's like an online Costco, or it's one step cleaner than Walmart. Because Walmart buys from the manufacturers, and then warehouses in a big thing, and they certainly don't have the quality of products that we have because they're not a non-compromised product company. But I'm just kind of giving you that example business-wise. So just see that it just streamlines it way down. And John Anderson, we were at dinner with Kirsty back at the ICU about a month ago, and she was saying that they really chose this because they wanted people who loved what they loved, and they wanted to reward those people who were using it to share it. And so that was really part of her dad. Why would he pay other people that don't care about it? And so that was really a fun way to know that. When I was training in New York, I said I couldn't believe everyone wasn't doing isogenics because I didn't see one grocery store when we drove in there. And then I thought, if I did see one, I wouldn't know where to park. I mean, it was just lives are so crazy, so you just kind of get people excited about the simplicity. Okay, now we'll go to this one. Network marketing, a pyramid scheme. It is a true profession. It was not always respected. It's been ridiculed, but not like many other innovations. The Wright brothers, people thought they were crazy. Am I not talking right?
Yeah, come on. I know people that can't hear it slip.
Oh, sorry. Oh, did I? Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, now I got air on that stuff.
I don't care.
I'm not an air person.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. It's all good.
No. Let me just tweak it up.
Sorry, guys.
There we go.
Okay, hear me? Oh, if you've been struggling, you guys should have said something a lot earlier, but, okay. Okay, so back to the pyramid. I mean, I don't believe there's very many people that have issues with that anymore. I think the education process has kind of gone, but some people might have something in the back of their mind that might stumble them. And so it's like the Wright brothers were people who thought they were crazy too, because they had a passion and a vision for what they loved, and it was their own money that they were using. But what other things brought about the feelings before accepted? Ask audience. So I'm asking you. What other things brought about feelings before accepted? What other things come up when people talk to you about it as a pyramid? What do you think they're thinking? Too good to be true. Right. And there are some.
I was just going to say the Amway experience.
Yeah. Just that they had to trick you or whatever. But in the 70s, there was this outrage and called it a pyramid scheme. Then in 1979, there was a court case that recognized direct selling network marketing, if run by an ethical company in a legitimate way, was a legitimate way of doing business, not a pyramid, and put laws in place to protect the public. So, how many people are aware of the laws? Okay, that happens. Well, good girl. So that's where you need to just look at all the 5 things that I told you about, and kind of look and see what that pattern is. Now, with that being said, clarity of a pyramid, which is one of the strongest structures that there is, pyramids are a fraud. There is no product, there's no service consumed by the members. It's people paying for a position. So simple, pretty simple. Would you say that we are anywhere even slightly near that? No. Consumption of a product. We rely heavily on this. It compels people to share. I believe because they can speak from their heart, they have their own story. And so I believe it becomes second nature. I believe the business becomes second nature when people, because I think people are nosy. You show up to work and you're 20 pounds thinner and you're feeling good and your skin looks good and your eyes are whiter and you're happier. Is anybody going to say, what are you doing? They all do. And so the business will come to people in that format. So when people say, I want to use a product, I don't want to do the business, tell them that that's okay. But I do want to protect you a little bit because this is usually what happens. If you really want the results you're going to get from the product and you stick to it like glue, then you're probably going to have some results that people are going to notice. And so they're going to ask you. And with that being said, I want you to tell you that I totally love the business. And so if this is not something that you want to do, make sure that you know where they need to go. You know, and little by little people will lean forward. And so that's something that you want to do. Donald Trump, a billionaire, would ask this about a pyramid, responded, conventional corporations really are the true pyramid. And so, and we all know that, so it's pretty much a non-story here. Okay. Okay. Do all network marketing companies offer the same opportunity? Some statements from the economic forecaster, Paul Zane Pilzer. He says, educating consumers on products and services that will improve their lives, keeping this in mind, 10,000 people turning 65 for the next 17 years. There's also two emerging markets. You have the network marketing and the wellness anti-aging, emerging. People are being more receptive to network marketing because the 40-hour a week, 40-year plan isn't working. There's a lot of people know their neighbors that are successful in network marketing, and so they're just taking a look. My 2 cents is we don't have to go out and create a market. All of the markets I brought up last night with Jolene and Dr. Colgan are solutions that our company brings to the market. We have solutions for weight loss. We have solutions for energy and performance. We have solutions for healthy aging. We have solutions for wealth creation. And those markets are so big. And I think I gave the amounts of those markets how big they were too, but I don't know those in my head. But so we're not having to go out and create a market. And so you basically just have to be listening for people's needs. And people are very comfortable purchasing on the internet. What another beautiful thing that's coming together. So one of Paul Zane Pilzer's books, The Next Millionaire, says, direct selling provides an unparalleled opportunity for millions of people to take full responsibility for their own economic wellness. Long-term financial stability, 66 million associates globally, I know that's up. 30 million North Americans are responsible for $125 billion in annual sales. 1 out of every 8 households has a home-based business. And a home-based business is one of the fastest growing segments, and this trend will continue as the age of corporation gives way to the age of entrepreneurs. Another author, Jim Collins, wrote Good to Great and Built to Last, said that this business of network marketing offers the most systematic way for the ordinary individual to achieve success. Network marketing, the perfect vehicle for today's entrepreneurs. Today's modern network marketing has tools, systems, trainings. Those are things that actually people who've been in the profession, who are looking at isogenics, who come from another company for various reasons. Our $40 million website is something that's very attractive because of all the systems and the trainings that are already established. So I'm going to give you this, and then I'm going to step aside, is that things to look for in a right company. Senior management level, corporate and field experience. Product must be visual, emotional, consumable, essential, and affordable. And I'll leave this out in the back if you don't get it. Want to use a product that people want to use and share with you whether they made money or not. Is Dwayne still here? He's not here. Okay. He was talking to me last night about how people are just asking him what he's doing. They see him at work, and it's like, that's exciting. And who's not going to share their success? Because every time they're talking about it, they're getting excited too. We have proven training systems with strong focus on field support and personal development. A compensation plan designed that anyone can succeed with industry experience or not. And I heard a phrase said one time, if you sell to the masses, no, if you sell to the classes, you can make some money. But if you sell to the masses, you'll become incredibly wealthy. And so what I'm talking about selling is the potential for what other people can do. You know, just showing, educating people what they can do. Timing and positioning, anti-aging wellness, 7 to 10 year proven track record, no debt. Sales growth in their domestic market, and that's something that I've been in for 10 years, and every year North America has outstanding growth, and we are the home market, and so that is really something to look at. Network marketing is no longer the wave of the future, but the wave of the present. Jim and Kathy both come from the industry. They're knowledgeable, passionate, and if anybody has set a good example for their work ethics, it has been them. They are amazing owners of a company. Two other companies that were using our pictures for their weight loss, they now are going to the wayside. I couldn't help myself say that. You know, and the other thing about sharing, we couldn't help ourselves. It's what we do naturally. It's organic. And again, the $40 million website is there to support everyone. But our compensation plan is one that rewards proper behavior. I like to say that because I was a mom of 3 boys and I demanded proper behavior, and I was very happy when they did it. But how about a company that has only given? They've only given. They've added more money. When Dr. Colgan said about the upfront, they've only added money for those bonuses and the double PIBs and things like that. And some of that verbiage might not be comfortable for everybody, but it is about the way that you can help the new person earn an income while they are building their residual asset. On the back end, it is how you keep rewarding great leaders in our company that have built and set a track for you all to run on. So the fact that they have done everything in that manner, give you money up front while you're building your asset, your residual is your asset, and then leadership bonuses for great leaders who are continuing to work. And so Jim Rohn said, formal education will make you a living, while self-education will make you a fortune. And so take pride in ownership in the fact that you are building an asset, that you are building residual income for yourself and your family. And with the company that you have linked arms with Isagenix, you should be incredibly grateful and get out there and share it with as many people as you can, because this is such a gift. And so at this point, Carol, I think I don't know for sure, but I will just check this little agenda right here. And I do have it.
I got it.
You got it.
All right. Couple of pointers. I'm bringing my little, we're going to give a giveaway. Couple of pointers. What did you take from Joni's giveaway here? Angela.
Her belief is so strong that it overflows and it fills me up, and I so appreciate that.
Good.
Fabulous. I can tell you from personal experience, when she told me initially it was about product and, oh, by the way, there's a business, she really did reach towards, I just want to protect you. So I use that verbiage over and over around. It may not be today, but I do want to protect you. And more importantly, I want to protect family members as well. So if you have the inclination that this is like an insurance policy, you literally can sign up friends, family, and one day they may take a look. And I can tell you I have 2 dear friends here today that it wasn't timing for them, but I did sign them up, and today they are here building businesses. So any other comments? Callie.
I love so much about just empowering others, whether you're struggling with weight or depression or just being tired and not looking your best. I think that is just the biggest gift we can give people, to empower each other and walk that journey together, and I love that you said that.
Right. I want to thank you for that, because I love it too. I love, people ask me one word about yourself. I said, I love to empower. I love giving people strength. I think people forget what strengths they have. Life can beat you up in many different ways, but if you can remember that just the good things you have done in your life, something that made you feel good about yourself, start remembering those things because they're powerful and they will weave into your story. The thing about protecting is because somebody called me pushy. I don't like that at all. I mean, I really didn't. I took offense to it because I didn't think I was pushy. I thought I was pretty cool. No, and then so I had to really think about what it was, and it was about protecting because they didn't know enough to say no to this or that. And another thing that you have really well, why Isogenics joining now is so beautiful, when we were in order to maintain the volume that would be created in our organization, we not only had to be active with our 100 BV, we had to be active with 100 BV, we had to be on auto ship, and we had to be an active consultant. One on your right, one on your left, like Gina and Scott says, and you're open for business. You know, one on your left. So I'd probably get wrong, one on your right, but anyway. But that was open for business. Love that phrase. But we had to do all of that before we would benefit from what anyone else was doing. You now have the opportunity to just be a consumer, keeping yourself on auto ship, and then you benefit from what anyone else is doing in your business. So, I mean, above you, like if people are putting people on your leg or whatever. But I think that's a huge thing. And so I always looked at, if people thought I was pushy, I looked at myself as protecting. And so that made me smile. So it didn't matter, because if I say happy, I'm powerful.
And today's world with Isogenics, you can move faster. The bonus dollars, the pools that you can get in are so much greater than really 9 years ago. So it's important that you understand that today is perfect if this is where you choose to be. Anybody else have a comment about Joni's? Yes.
That's the way when conventional corporations really are the true pyramid.
Yeah, I mean, and what were people taught? Get a good job, hook up with a good corporation, then you can retire with great things. Well, we know that that probably doesn't really happen very much. And we know that the guy up here isn't going to come down and work with you to get you to surpass him, because then he's not going to get his CEO bonus. I mean, but it is. And so that's a reality. And I think that just all the realities just need to be tapped on. We don't need to dwell on them for people to make ourselves look good, because Isogenics is good enough. We are so good enough. So just sharing that experience is really important to do. You don't have to, you know it, and maybe plant a seed for somebody, but we don't have to dwell on that. We just want to go right to the good.
But it is important that you help educate people, because if they're putting that screen up about pyramid, which used to scare me to death, because I supposedly had that great job, you have to understand and turn it back to them. Tell me about that. Where's that question come from? Are you familiar with network marketing? Because sometimes they're just trying to get you to engage. And if it's all going to be about defending and negative, bless them and release them. But if they're willing to take charge and they really want to educate them, and that's what I tell them, are you familiar with the business of the 21st century? Robert Kiyosaki's latest CD and book is The Business of the 21st Century. It is here, it is now. We're ahead of the curve. And if you want to continue to grow and change in the market, here we are. And so I just really kind of turn it back to them of what are you willing to do to really check out what the opportunity is in this profession. And then, of course, the products. But if it is about, let's move forward with, this is today's model, and you can either get on board or be left behind.
Another thing about that comment about the pyramid, why you want to ask them a question, is because they might want to come back, well, is that where if I share it with other people that I could make some money? And you go, yeah. Oh, well, great, let's get going. I mean, they don't have a negative thought. They're just wanting to know if that's it. And so you can be all caught up in your own stories and that kind of stuff, so that's why you always want to ask a question.
And I will tell you, in this market, you're going to hear a lot about isogenics, okay? So if you don't mention it today in the business opportunity for them today, they are going to go to somebody's house next weekend, and they're going to hear about isogenics. So make sure you at least touch them with, here's what I'm doing. I'm really excited. Love to create an opportunity to connect with you. Jolene.
I was going to say that some of us in this room just recently went to an event, Civic, Outsider, and Big Al
Yeah.
books are pretty fabulous. We just learned about Joni just talked to us about the analogy of using Costco, and the online Costco. I love that because everyone knows what Costco is. And Big Al talked about using the phrase, everyone knows, because it opens the subconscious mind to believe whatever you're saying. And when you use the phrase, everyone knows, or everyone says, then they go, oh, yeah, okay, if everyone else knows it, then I must know too. But they also know what Costco is. If they don't have a membership, somebody else they know does. And so if we use that analogy of Costco,
Familiarizes.
it makes it safe for them in their brain. So opening up the subconscious, that's a skill we have to learn as a network marketer, is how to open the subconscious mind to learn or hear what we have to say. Because what he said is, it doesn't matter how much information you know, or how much information you're going to throw at them. If they're not open, their answer is no before you even start talking. So we have to just say.
Big Al was one of the first people that I ever was trained by in network marketing. And this is my second company. I was in one for 7 years, not really active, but I didn't make any money and, that type of thing. But I love him. I think he's wonderful. One of my people got his book at Celebration on the plane home, and they used one of his short phrases for in the bank, and they've been going to the bank for years. And he was at the teller, and he says, you have always given us such great service. I just want to know, are you married to this job, or are you open? I loved it. And so they made an appointment and had lunch, and she's in. So it was just fun. Are you married to this job, or are you open? It's kind of, let's get to the point. But I thought it was good.
And you even use the term,
Yeah.
That's another one of his. But
Great. Thank you. One more, Scott.
Mike.
I just want to tell you, Joni, when you came to our house, you were pushy, in my opinion, with me.
Yeah, I was.
So thankful that you were,
Uh-huh.
because we would not be if you had not pushed me into going to that first event. And it was difficult for us to get to that first event, but I'm so glad that you pushed me over the edge, because that's what solidified my belief in this company.
Well, what Scott just said is he's thanking me for being obnoxious, but the thing is, I'm just teasing. But what's fun is I could see that if he didn't get on board, personally, I probably saw that if he wasn't getting on board with her, it would be a little bit more of a difficult road. And I knew that if they were passionate about the same thing, that they could be a phenomenal team. So I think that's probably why. And again, I didn't think I was pushing. I think I was just like doing my thing, Okay, are we done letting him go to lunch?
Okay, a couple of things. We're going to break for lunch, but before we do, first of all, we're going to do a little drawing, so get your tickets out. Oh,
Okay, hang on a second. So some of you guys did not get a ticket. I saw some. Yep, there we go. Hands are going up. I see it already. So I missed you. Maybe you were late.
Why don't you get that basket?
But anyway, I don't want to miss you now. Hold on.
okay, everybody come and grab a ticket. Susan, will you help here? I want to let you know that we are going to give some prizes and gifts as you come back for lunch on time. And our break for lunch is we're a little behind here, but we are going to come back at 1 o'clock. So it's about 10 to 12 right now. So we're asking to be back at 1 o'clock. And we also have the singles bars back there that you can purchase with some e-shots and such. So grab and go there. And what time are we coming back, you guys? Oh, 1 o'clock. Good, you got it. And I'll tell you, this afternoon is going to be fabulous. We have a gentleman from our corporate office, And he is going to teach us about value-based medicine and how we can partner up with what's going on with the medical community and how they literally are looking for vehicles and products such as ours. So make sure you're back here on time.